Okay, guys, Kail fucked up. Welcome to Coffee Combos Podcast.
No, I'm doing this.
Are you doing it? Okay, fine. She can't do it.
This is like peeing. What is it called? Like peeing in front of people? Like stage fright? Hello, guys. This is Kail and... Can't you do it?
Hey, guys. This is Kail and Lindsie with Coffee Combos Podcast, and we are here late night with Monica the Medium.
Why was that so hard for me to do?
I don't know. Are you saying I'm more talented than you?
Evidently.
Got it. Well, welcome, Monica.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
And welcome to San Diego. I live here, so this is...
Right, we actually have not seen outside of these walls.
And I feel for you, because
So-
there's so much to see here.
I know, I was really excited because we go to LA a lot. And
But
I
never
hate
San
LA.
Diego.
Like, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming to San Diego, I heard it was going to be like a breath of fresh air.
I was about to say that. It's exactly what
And it hasn't been because...
you haven't gotten to experience the fresh
We
air.
actually haven't gotten fresh air.
There's no fresh air here. Can we open a window? Like, jeez.
We've been in stale air
Right.
since
sorry.
last night. So,
Right.
yeah, it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is what always happens. I feel like we travel and like we go these places, and then people are like, "Oh, you guys get to go to so many cool places," and we're like, "Yeah, but we actually just went to a hotel."
Yeah, like we don't ever go do activities. It would
No.
be cool if we got to go, like maybe from
Like
now
if I was
on,
like out riding roller coasters or like something cool.
we should schedule one extra day to like maybe go eat at a local place or like go somewhere.
Not
Yeah,
even an
we-
extra day, but even like dinner.
but we
Like,
also
one
get
at least
takeout for every
something.
meal.
We get time slots for our dinners.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Well, I'm sorry you guys haven't been able to explore.
No, it's fine. We'll get there one day.
One
We'll
day.
get to
Said
come
Now you have an
back.
excuse to come back.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
'Cause-
Well, the real question is, which city has the best hotel out of all these hotels that you've seen? That's what I'm curious. So
We
you
haven't
haven't
really
seen the city.
stayed in
honestly,
hotels
I'm not going to lie
in
to
LA.
you. Alpharetta has been the greatest.
Where's-
I mean,
what
Embassy
is that?
Suites
That's
has
in
been very
Atlanta.
comfortable for
Oh,
me.
nice.
Kail stays at the Embassy Suites every time.
Embassy
It's-
Suites is legit.
It just is
You get a whole suite.
central location.
Always say that that's where I'm running away to.
That's great.
Like, that's your...
I will go to Embassy Suites
Yeah.
because they have continental breakfast. So I'm
Oh,
like,
that's-
at least I'll be like set. I don't ever have to leave the place.
Well, there's like a Best Buy across the street and I think a Staples.
right. So it's literally and a Golden Corral. So if you're into buffets, then
if you're into
Not after the
buffets.
conversation that we had with Larry on the podcast, I will no longer ever touch a buffet.
Who's
Yeah.
Larry?
Larry is an executive producer for Teen Mom 2
Oh,
that
cool.
everyone loves, and he's basically like my dad and my lawyer and my boss and my therapist.
All mixed into
So, yeah, and
Lovely.
I learned today that I am the one that calls him the most out of everyone, so now I feel slightly bad.
That's amazing.
But not,
out
enough,
of all,
not enough to change
out of
it.
all the moms, that's great.
Kail's got this whole different persona on this episode because she's actually holding the mic, guys. And
Do you not normally do that?
No,
No.
I have it on a stand on the desk, but I'm so bloated that I have my pants unbuttoned and I'm leaning back on the couch because I haven't drank enough water. I flew yesterday and then
Yeah.
I drank 4 coffees back to back.
Wow, that's a lot of coffee.
So,
4 coffees.
and I think I had 2 bags of Cheetos.
just
here we are.
one day, 4 coffees.
this is really like what happens late night with
Like,
coffee combos. What did we say that
This is a coffee. Is this coffee break or is this?
This is
cocaine
not a coffee break.
and combos.
cocaine and combos? Definitely not.
Champagne and combos.
Champagne and combos,
Yes.
not cocaine and combos.
Okay.
So
I'm
funny.
dead. Okay, so please tell us like how you got involved in mediumship. Like, is this something that you like? knew that-
Mediumship.
Isn't that what it's
Yeah.
called? Like
Yeah,
mediumship.
mediumship.
Yeah.
Oh.
And have you known that you've had this gift like your whole life? Just tell us like about yourself.
Totally. So my name is Monica. Most people call me Monica the Medium. I lucked out with alliteration there. But yeah, I was always intuitive and empathic growing up, but it really wasn't until high school that I started to feel and hear and sense things around me that I later realized was spirit communicating. But at the time I thought I was like, okay, either I'm crazy, I'm sick. I thought maybe I had a brain tumor, like something is going on that's not right. There was even a period of time that I was convinced that I had feelings for this girl. I was like, yeah, that's it. I must be a lesbian. Like, I'm gay. That's for sure happening, because I would get choked up and emotional around this one girl every time I'd be around her. And then later found out she had lost her mom when she was a child, so it all kind of made sense after the fact. But I was just really confused for so many years, kind of being like, what's going on with me? What's happening? But then once I really realized that all of these things that were happening, that there were other people like me that had experienced similar things, and I heard about what mediumship even was and what mediums do, I was like, whoa, I totally relate to that. And I mean, it was just a long journey. I remember looking up online, like, what does it mean to hear voices in your head? And I mean, you can guess like how
schizophrenic.
I mean, yeah, like you can guess what my reaction. I'm like, I'm bona fide crazy. But I later found out, I was like, oh no, this is dead people talking to me. So I had suppressed it for a while, but then when I finally accepted it, I've been doing it ever since.
So when you say dead people talking to me, like they're actually saying something, or they're channeling energy that you're picking up on?
So the way that I communicate with spirit is I hear, feel, see, sense, and then sometimes I just know things. So I use the different clairs. So clairvoyance is when you see things in your mind's eye, kind of like a little movie playing. It's not HD television. I always joke, I wish it was. It's kind of more fuzzy, but I will see things, I'll hear things, but in my thoughts voice. So that's hard to distinguish, like what are my thoughts versus spirit communicating. I mean, it's a whole process. So I'm not hearing full-blown sentences the way when we're talking. Mm-hmm. It's not like that. It's not like this black and white process. It's me putting together it's putting together puzzle pieces. So what I'm hearing, feeling, sensing, etc., putting that together to then interpret the message for you. And I also have my signs and symbols as part of my spirit dictionary, which is what I call it. So those are things that over the years I've learned that when spirit shows me X, Y, or Z, I know that means whatever, like that. I just know how to interpret it now. So they work with my signs and symbols off my frame of reference.
Someone is communicating with you. Mm-hmm. How do you know they tell you who they are? Like, how does that,
So look, I'm the first one to say, I wish it was as simple as them holding up some sign being like, I am the half-brother,
right.
You know, my name's John, I died. Like, I wish it was that clear. It's not always that clear. They do communicate a ton of information, but I don't always know exactly who it belongs to or who's coming through until we kind of start to put that together. So with this many people in the room, like I was saying, that's what makes me nervous, because if I were to focus on you guys trying to connect to spirit, and all of a sudden, you know, some Joe Schmo comes through that's telling me he got shot or something, I'm like, who the fuck does this belong to? Like,
right.
Sorry, are we allowed to curse on the
podcast?
podcast?
I curse all the time.
Okay, cool. So
Lindsie
I'm like,
hates
I don't know who that necessarily belongs to at first, which can be tricky, especially when people are really closed off to what I do. They're super skeptic. They're starting to put up the wall. I'm all about, like, yes, be skeptical to a point, but then there's another side of it where if you're too skeptical, then nothing can come through because you're literally blocking your energy. It's like a wall that I can't get through. So it's very rare, but I've had, like, in my whole career as a medium, maybe like 4 people that no one came through. And I think it was because they had just really kind of bad vibes coming off of them being like, I don't even, just.
So, like, what happens in a reading like that if nothing comes through? Like, what do you tell the people?
Oh, God. Well, luckily, so a couple of the times that it happened, it was because they were just so against it. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they were even there then. But the other times that it happened was actually, for one woman, her son, I knew that he was there. She had lost her son, and he was trying to come through, and I could feel him, but then it was like, nothing else was happening. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know your son's here, but nothing else is coming through. Like, I feel like so bad.
Right.
Because that's all she wants is to connect this poor mother who's lost a child. But I was like, so this is what we can do. Either one, you know, we can reschedule, or 2. It was back when I no longer do private readings, but it was back when I did. And so I was like, either one, I can refund you, or we can reschedule. She's like, no, we can reschedule and try again. And it turns out that the reason that her son didn't come through really, it kind of stopped, was because I had another reading scheduled right after, where the woman was battling like stage 4 cancer, had lost like 3 of her closest relatives, like had all these things that had happened. And the other son that was trying to come through earlier came in, and he's like, I held back so that this woman could have all of your energy devoted to her. And it was like insane, because I even get chills just talking about it, because it just goes to show how like they see the bigger picture, and sometimes we don't always understand why things happen or don't happen until after the fact. So that rescheduled session with that mom who her son originally didn't come through, we rescheduled it, and it was the best reading ever. So it was like, what a generous soul to be like, no, I'm going to step aside and let you focus your energy on this other woman who needs it more.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Lindsie, recently I've been so busy that I've hardly had time to cook anymore, and I love having meals that are healthy and are already planned out for me and the kids.
Me too. I can totally relate. The last thing I need after a long day is to come home and think about what I should cook for everyone. I just need something easy and healthy.
Exactly. That's why we love HelloFresh. It's so nice that we can be able to make at-home cooked meals without having to go to the grocery store. They deliver all the pre-measured ingredients to you right when you need them, and the step-by-step recipes.
Right now, it only takes typically about 30 minutes to prepare, and I personally love the chicken tacos. They're delicious. They have more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit out there, so you know that you'll be getting something delicious that everyone will love.
It's so great. You'll have the option to add on extra meals or add-ons like garlic bread, wine, or cookie dough for dessert.
Yes, HelloFresh is so flexible, and it's easy to change your delivery days, food preferences, and even skip a week if you need to.
For $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/coffeecombos80 and enter coffeecombos80 at checkout.
That's HelloFresh.com/coffeecombos80 for $80 off your first HelloFresh box. You'll get $20 off your first 4 boxes if you enter coffeecombos80 at checkout.
So when you see people, do they look like people? That might be a stupid question.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
think
stupid.
so.
Not at all. So when I do see them, again, it's not like HD television. It's more of like kind of fuzzy, but I do get flashes of images if that's the way that they like to communicate. So some spirits, I'll only hear certain bits and pieces. Others will only work with me through my signs and symbols that are part of my spirit dictionary. Others I will see things. Others I will feel mainly. So every spirit communicates differently. It's not up to me how they come through, how they communicate, and how they like to work. And it's also how I like to work too. So it's a give and take. But when they do work with me clairvoyantly, when I see things in my mind's eye, then I'll get little bits and pieces. I might see like facial features, or if they were heavier set, or if they had a darker skin tone. Like I'll get certain bits and pieces that will totally validate who it is that's coming through for that
And it's
person.
like a voice or like an image?
Both.
Both.
It depends on how they communicate. So when I hear from them, I might hear different words and stuff. But again, it's not like full blown sentences.
Right, yeah.
But mainly signs and symbols. So again, like over the years, I've developed what I call my spirit dictionary. So when I see 2 holding hands, that means that whoever's coming through, they're acknowledging their marriage that would have lasted for over 50 years, that they were together forever. And usually they're coming through to acknowledge, like, either they want to talk to that person who might still be alive, like their significant other, husband or wife, or that they are reunited on the other side. So
Cool.
I know it's a lot of craziness.
Have you faced like...
Your eyes, you're like...
I know, it's not.
There's like so much because like I've been to mediums.
Yeah.
Some have been spot on. Some have been
Suck.
like you're not even real because
Yeah.
what you're saying doesn't make sense to me
At all.
and still doesn't to this day. Like like sometimes like maybe it'll come through later and make sense later.
Totally.
Never did. So then I'm like, okay, no. Have you faced like your friends or family or anybody like maybe thinking that you're crazy, or do they all kind of support?
So every single person in my life, when I call it like coming out of the medium closet. When I came out of the medium closet and like announced to everybody, hey, this is, a lot of them already knew, like the people who were closest to me, but especially once I announced like to extended, family and acquaintances and friends that weren't as close. I remember the hardest part for me was really like, I had to almost like regain their approval. So even the people closest to me, I remember them joking like, are you like just crazy? Is this all in your head? Like,
right.
It wasn't like, I don't even know. It was just like this evolution that I had to go through where I had to kind of like show them, no, like this is legit.
Right.
So either they had to experience,
You had to prove yourself.
Yeah, I really did. I had to regain, like, you already have your approval with these people that love you and know you, but then when you come out with this and it's kind of out of left field for a lot of them, even though, it was what I was experiencing for years, but was suppressing, they are like, I don't get this. Like, I need to see it or I need to experience. And then they all had those moments of like, okay, now I get it. So, yeah.
Wow.
I think that other people that maybe they want to change their major in college or like the certain profession that the field that they want to go into, they could face the same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
That's the flip side of it is like other people go through the same thing, just not for mediumship.
Yeah, totally. I think there is an element that is different because I feel like no matter how many thousands of readings I give, how much healing I bring to people, how much good that I feel like I do share in the world, I feel like it's crazy because there's still so many times where every day of my life, like, that's all people want from me, and that's all.
It's exhausting.
It's
Like,
exhausting,
yeah.
and I love what I do, and I feel so blessed to have this gift. But I think that is the hardest part, is that you feel like you're almost always on the defense because you feel like you have to prove yourself and you have to defend yourself. even if you've already proved
Right.
yourself. And so that is the part that I struggle with, because there are days where like I'm just tired, or like I'm going through my own, my own stuff. And I'm like, that's the last thing that I want to do. And if I don't, then they're like, oh, then that must mean that you don't have this gift. I'm like, oh my God.
Can you shut it off?
Yeah. Luckily I can. And I've learned how to. When I was first kind of coming into my gifts and sharing it, I didn't know how to really turn it on and off. And now I call it like turning off the lights or turning on the lights. So I literally visualize myself turning on a light switch and then inviting spirit to come in. And then when I'm not working, I visualize myself turning it off. And I'm saying, hey, this is my time. I'm off the clock. Don't bother me. And I literally actually can get through days. Sometimes there's a really pushy spirit that will still come through, but I can actually get through days and like be a normal person, which is nice.
That is nice. We were just talking about, after we recorded the last episode, about how life can be so exhausting.
Yeah.
And just like you always sometimes feel like people just want something from you, or just...
That's all I feel my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, it's hard. Well, I get it, because it's like, that's who I am. That's what I do. Of course they want to see the readings. They want to experience it. And especially when you're grappling with grief, and like it is so weighing heavily on your heart. Of course, that's all you're laser focused on. What I have a problem with is it's like, the people who, they don't even have anyone that, there's literally maybe one great grandma that they've had that's departed, and they want, it's almost like a party trick. Like they just, pull it out because it's cool. It's like, I always say spirit comes through the strongest for those who need it the most, not necessarily who just want it the most, or just curious. And so that's the part where I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh, and I'm like, yeah, that's the struggle when you feel like people just want things from you. And I'm like, does anyone want to just get to know Monica? And it's like, other than just Monica the medium.
Oh, yeah.
You feel that way? You
I'm
probably
not a
like
medium,
people
but
just want to get to know you for being on a show, or what you can offer. That's so cool that you have cameras following.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
And like always want to know something, or
behind
just,
the scenes, and tell me what the gossip is. It's like, and then you're like, does anyone actually care to just get to know me as who I am
as a person?
As a person.
Like when the cameras stop rolling.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's the same thing.
Right. So how did you guys connect?
Through what's her name?
Our
Courtney.
podcast PR. And
Courtney.
She
super sweet.
How did she know of you?
She watched my show. I had 2 seasons of a show on Freeform, Monica the Medium. So she had watched my show, and she had listened to my podcast, Wine and Spirits with Monica the Medium, which I don't.
That's actually a really cute name.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say coffee combos, wine and spirits. So she had, I guess, so she's been following me, and she was like, my book just came out yesterday, so she knew that
Congratulations.
Thank you. So she knew I was going to be doing press and stuff, and she's like, I want to get you on a couple podcasts I work with. So she made it happen.
Said that she like went, I think she's been to like one of your live
she did tell me that.
or something.
She went to one of my events.
And then she sent me a podcast episode that you had done, where you had done a giveaway on...
I surprise people. That's always so fun.
Yeah, so it was like you did this giveaway for this mom, I guess, that had lost her 4-year-old son. Do you remember this episode?
Yes, I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember the details, but I know which one you're talking about. So heavy. Yeah,
it was a very heavy episode. And I was like crying at the end of it, but I was like, oh, wow, that's... nuts. Like, and she was just answering like yes or no questions, and you cold called her, I guess. Yeah, literally out of 10,000 entries, randomly draw winners when I do the spontaneous little cause surprise for the winners. And how do you get their number? Like,
well, they enter and they put their name, just their first name and their phone number. And so if they're the name that's drawn, I call them and I block the number, but so they don't know who's calling.
But isn't it so awkward to end the phone call?
No, actually,
like I would just be trying so hard to figure out how am I going to end this conversation.
Actually, like I see what you're saying, because like that has been a struggle in the past, but now it's really not, because normally my energy just starts to naturally dip, and like it would actually be doing them a disservice if I try to keep going, because it's almost like pulling teeth, because now I'm just exhausted and I just don't have the energy to connect, and this work takes so much energy. So I'll just be like, look, I'm sorry. Like they just understand, like, okay, your loved ones are starting to fade. My energy's starting to fade, and I'm going to let them back up. And they're just grateful. And then
you're like, okay, it was great talking to you.
And I'm like, yeah, thank you for giving me thank you for giving me the pleasure to connect.
I would be so awkward if I was a medium. I would be like, hey, it was nice talking to you. See ya.
Like, especially when something is so heavy, like losing a 4-year-old, like how do you... Guys, I recently found this amazing bra online from Third Love. They have more sizes than any other brands I know, offering over 80 sizes, including their signature half cup sizes, which is perfect.
Third Love is my favorite. You guys know this. We've talked about it so many times. All you have to do is go to their website and take the Fit Finder quiz, and then you answer a few simple questions to find your perfect fit in 60 seconds. It's actually fun, and you can find the best style to fit your body. Over 14 million women have already taken the quiz to date.
Honestly, it's always so hard for me to find a bra. You guys know I've talked about it before, 36 Triple D. So I was so impressed by Third Love. They're hands down the most comfortable bra that I own. I hardly feel it, and the straps don't slip down. They have tagless labels, so there's no itching, and they're super lightweight.
Same. It's always so dreadful to go bra shopping, and thankfully, thanks to Third Love, I don't have to do that anymore.
They also have a 100% fit guarantee, so you have 60 days to wear your bra, wash it, live in it, and if you don't like it, they'll return it and wash it and give it to somebody in need.
Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off of your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/coffee to find the perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your purchase. That's thirdlove.com/coffee for 15% off today.
This one was the one that the woman had gotten divorced from the husband.
Oh my God. I remember the details because, I told you I didn't remember the details. Oh my God, I don't want to cry. Her husband had accidentally backed over their child coming out of the driveway. And to this day, it's still probably one of the most difficult stories that I've heard and that has come through from Spirit. So yeah, delivering those messages is way harder than ending a call. I mean, that's the stuff that I struggle with, not wrapping up the reading. It's
right, yeah.
How do I deliver this message and say it in as gently of a way as possible, because it's coming through for a reason. Usually it's because it's to validate that it's them coming through. Like, that is a big piece of validation. How did they die? People want to hear that, not because I want to make you relive how your loved one passed,
right,
but because there's no way I would have known that. That serves as a piece of validation for them. So, but it doesn't make it easy to have to share that information and to even say that out loud.
Is that the story that you told me about?
Yeah. And I was literally crying.
Oh, I've seen it all. I've had a woman who accidentally dropped her child off of a 9th floor of a balcony.
Jesus fucking
and lost her child that way. I've had it all. Accidentally forgetting their child in the back seat in the car seat, and the car was hot. It was the summer. I mean, every worst case scenario you could possibly think of, I think I've seen it. So
it's crazy.
It's also caused me to have bad anxiety in my own life. I mean, it's, So knowing how many ways that people can die is definitely something that, even though I'm not afraid of death, I'm afraid of the alternative of like being left paralyzed or something.
Right.
So I have really bad car anxiety and
So you stopped doing personal readings, and then you just tell us about like how.
Yeah, so I do live events called Messages from Above events, where I give readings to as many people as time allows, and I also do the giveaways for my podcast, and also just in general I do free reading giveaways. But the reason I stopped doing the private scheduled sessions was because, the amount of energy and the toll that it would take. Imagine, all those times of connecting with a parent who's lost a child, I'd be left like crying for 4 days after, like the toll that it would, because I'm also an empath, so I feel the emotions of people as if they're my own, and it affects me so strongly that it would sometimes be days, even with trying to cleanse my energy.
Right.
Yeah, where it would take a toll on me. So
you can just do the live readings and then.
Well, and it's also just how I didn't want to burn out. Like, I want to be able to share my gift and do this work for a long time, and so by eliminating the private sessions, it allows me to get to enjoy doing what I do and not like start to like dread doing it, because I started getting to the point where I was doing it 6-7 days a week, all day, every day. I was so exhausted and drained that I started to resent having this gift, and I never want to feel that way. And I was starting to feel burnt out, and I was like, no, I don't want to feel that way. So this allows me to still share it, but also take care of myself, put self-care first.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is so important.
So what did you write about in your book? Just like
a whole lot of stuff. And I brought you guys books.
Is it a memoir or like
no? So the first couple chapters I do talk about how I came into my gifts, how I like just my journey of my mediumship career and all of that. And then I transition after the first 3 chapters, it goes right into what your loved ones in heaven want you to know. So it's really sharing, like the reason I wanted to write this book was I'm not going to be able to ever connect individually with every last person. I'm only one person. So even if you came to my events, like, you know, I can only do so many. It's just, I'm only one human being. So, I won't even be able to go to every last city and all of that stuff. So I wanted this to be an easy and accessible way so that anybody who reads this book, whether or not you ever get the chance to win a reading with me or go to one of my events, you will leave from having read that book still receiving the same information, for the most part, that Spirit comes through time and time again with what are these, you know, these common themes, these common topics, and these messages that they want their loved ones to really hear and know surrounding different types of loss, to help them move forward and really learn how to live again and move forward even in the hardest of times where they're grieving, and know that death is not the end. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Does anything feel weird in this room to you?
Yeah, it's really warm in here.
Wait, well, actually, time out, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's so many people.
There's so many people.
It is distracting.
10 or 11 people in the room right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we probably need to get...
But you said when you walked in that there was dead people.
There were a lot of dead people. I mean, I'm going to try to focus on you guys because I was feeling a couple of things. If there's stuff that doesn't make sense, just know that, I mean, it could still connect to you. And maybe, like you were saying, I know you've had experiences where it didn't make sense later, but with me, usually it does make sense later. At least I hope. Cross my fingers that it'll make sense later. But if it doesn't, it could very well connect to somebody in this room. So if that happens, feel free to raise your hand if that's the case.
Yeah, raise your hand.
But what I was feeling a couple of things. This is where I start to sweat. Sorry.
I sweat all the time.
It's fine. I like to write as I channel a little bit. So this might kind of jump back and forth. I always like them to go like, I'm a little bit ADD, but so is Spirit.
So is she.
And so they kind of jump around. So I apologize that we're going to kind of jump around a little bit, but I will really do my best to laser in and focus on
you guys. This is where it's going to get really interesting.
I don't want to cry.
Kail, you just have to.
I don't want you to cry either.
Be vulnerable.
I don't want to cry today.
Okay, so
well,
then you might not want me to do that. I'm just kidding. Okay, you guys got some crazy shit going on. Sorry. So let me just...
Tell me something I don't know, Monica.
Yeah, no. So as a disclaimer, first a couple of things. A lot of mediums are also psychics and will predict the future.
What's the
and things
difference?
like that.
Let's clarify.
So a psychic is somebody who will, connect with your aura and tap into your energy and intuitively connect on a person energetic level to start to bring through information of things that are either currently going on in your life or coming up for you.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
A medium who's just a medium, they only connect on a soul to soul level.
So dead people.
Yeah, dead people. So I have to raise my energetic vibration very, very, very high, and Spirit has to lower theirs, and we meet somewhere in the middle in order to communicate. But I'm connecting soul to soul. I'm not tapping into your energy and what's around you to connect with Spirit. I'm going direct to the source.
Specific.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So I like to distinguish that because I personally, while some mediums do both, I personally am not a psychic. I don't predict the future or do fortune telling. Occasionally, Spirit, because they see the bigger picture and they see what's going on in your lives, they'll say, I see what's going on, and they might communicate something that's in motion or that's coming up for you. But again, not me predicting the future. It's because that's what they see, and I'm relaying the message. Make sense?
Got it.
Yes.
So just wanted to share that because a lot of people will be like, so tell me when I'm going to get rich or am I going to win the lottery? I'm like, look, I don't have those answers. I wish I did. I'm sorry I don't. But what I can tell you is that you guys do have some loved ones around you. It does get a little bit complicated because I do feel like I am getting some feelings of disconnect, and I'll get this when there is half-step X type of, like, not biological. Does that make sense? Like, not 100% biological. So, again, that gets a little bit confusing. When Spirit comes through, say, for example, if a mother was coming through, they don't come through, like, as I'm the stepmom. So sometimes I'll get mom energy if it is a stepmother, or a brother when it is a half-brother. Does that make sense? So if that doesn't happen, please clarify for me, or at least I'll ask you. But
do you want to answer yes or no?
Yeah, just yes or no. And if I need help, then I'll ask you why I'm getting what I'm getting.
Kail, it's finally wintertime, and you know what that means.
The FabFitFun winter box is out, isn't it?
Yes, it is my favorite subscription box ever. For those of you who don't know yet, FabFitFun is a women's lifestyle subscription box that comes to your door each season.
Each box has 8 to 10 full-size beauty, fitness, home, and wellness products from some of your favorite brands, all for just $49.99, and I'm so obsessed.
The winter box is the perfect way to treat yourself and your friends and family this holiday season. These boxes sell out fast, so go to the website today and customize your box. Yes, guys, you can customize your box.
I always love the winter box because it gets me ready for the holidays, and this year I'm super excited for the cozy slippers and candle.
FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box with full-size beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products. It retails for $49.99, but it always has a value over $200.
Go to www.fabfitfun.com and use coupon code CONVO for $10 off your first box today.
That's code CONVO for $10 off your first box at www.fabfitfun.com. I promise you and your friends are going to be obsessed too.
So I was getting a couple of different things that were around you. And I will also say as a disclaimer, the reason I get nervous of reading people who are famous is because obviously I'm sure I'll just be disclaimer. I saw you on the 16 and Pregnant years ago. I have not continued watching the show. Yeah. No offense. Okay. So I haven't kept up, but I never even, no offense, I never knew who you were. They said that you were part of the Chris Lee family. I heard about that show, never seen it. So I don't know anything about you guys other than what I saw on your 16 and Pregnant episode, like however many years ago.
10.
But yeah, so that's a long time ago.
Kail's very specific.
A decade.
No, but what I'll say is the reason
decade.
I get nervous reading celebrities because they work off my frame of reference in Spirit Dictionary. There's only so many things I can get. They can't give me your like specific latent memory of, oh, when I was 5 and I had my dog with a missing eyeball and toenail or whatever. Like, I can't get that. If you're saying, I'm only going to believe this if she brings that up, like, I just can't. So if there are things that have already been out there, that's why I don't like reading celebrities, because a lot of shit about you is out there
that you can find,
you could find, and that's why I don't like doing readings for celebrities, because people will come out and they attack me and I'm like, oh, God, Spirit worked so hard, so did I, and now you're discrediting it. So I just wanted to say that as a disclaimer for anyone listening. I don't know what's out there about you guys, but I'm really just
don't either.
You don't know either.
We don't really either. I haven't been on Google today.
I love that. No, that's the best way to go about it. So, but I will say that as a disclaimer, because I know that is an inevitable aspect of being someone in the public eye. But I'm just going to open it up to Spirit. So this is what happens when I start to channel Spirit. I turn all red. My ears turn red.
You look fine.
I start to I can't catch my breath, and a lot of things are happening. So I don't know who this is, which one this is, but I am having a super strong male energy that's coming forward. I do want to say that this does feel like a grandfather energy that is stepping forward. He feels like he's kind of sassy, like a little bit funny. He's a funny guy. I don't know if he would have necessarily believed in this here in the physical world, because he's kind of showing me my symbol of you couldn't pay me to believe in this. This is crazy. I wouldn't believe in it until I'm actually coming through, kind of a vibe. I do feel like I want to say I'm with you, but let me just... Sorry, this is what starts to happen. Sorry, I need 10 seconds just to clear out all my crap. Just let them start to come in. So,
I feel like I've never been more quiet in my life.
It's okay.
I truly feel like I'm going to throw up.
So,
don't puke on me.
Okay.
Sorry. So I feel there's a grandfather that's stepping in for you, I want to say, but it feels like paternal side of the family. So I feel like dad's dad. That makes sense? Is he crossed over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Slow down. Do you also have grandfather that's crossed over?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But on mom's side of the family?
I'm going to throw up.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because there was now another grandfather that just came in. Now, yesterday was Veterans Day, so I know this is a common thing. People are like, oh, everybody's military. But they are showing me military connection. I feel like they're piggybacking. So sometimes when I'll get that, it means double connection. So both of you might connect to that. So is this grandfather military connected? Perfect.
Yes.
I also was feeling... especially because yesterday was Veterans Day. Was yours also? Because I was feeling that double connection there. So they're both coming in. I do feel like I don't want to get emotional, but I'm totally going to get usually I try to keep my emotions out of it, but sometimes it just
it's okay. We're very emotional people too.
Inevitably. Sorry. You guys have both been through like a lot of hard stuff in your lives, and I feel like you're very evolved old souls. So what they're showing me is that like this lifetime, like this journey to Earth School is which is what, you know, I call it and what they refer to it, that coming here into the physical world, like this is, you know, our opportunity to go through the lessons to help our soul grow and learn and evolve from. And that sometimes you kind of, both of you, question, why is this shit so fucking hard? Why is life why is it that it feels like everything that could always go wrong goes wrong? And why is it so difficult? Is because I honestly feel like you have at least a part of your soul has already lived so many lifetimes that this is one where it's kind of like you're getting your last lessons. And because of that, you have to go through some of the harder shit. Makes sense? So very, very evolved soul journeys here. And I feel like part of the struggles you've been through is truly because it's like checking off those last things on the Earth School syllabus, you know?
Right.
And so I know it's, people always are like, what, you're telling me like, I chose to go through the hard shit in my life, like that I decided that I want to go through difficult times.
Maybe I did.
Actually, you did. So on a soul level, we do choose what things, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, ugly, you know, all the shit that we go through. We choose to go through that for the evolution of our soul and for the growth of our soul. So I was getting that with both of you. Now, what I was feeling with these grandpas saluting, and I just want to focus on one at a time. This is a random fact, but I was hearing it very, very strongly. One shows me larger ears, and they're laughing about it, and I was getting receding hairline. So I feel like I might be over here. Did your grandfather have a bit of a receding hairline, maybe bigger ears?
Yes.
Was he also maybe hard of hearing slightly? Because sometimes I'll get that symbol if it's not larger ears. It might be.
I'm unsure.
Okay.
But he had... Yes.
But did he have larger ears? Okay. Because it might be one or the other, so I just want to check. So if it's that, then that's where it is. I want to focus on him for a second. He makes me feel like you have been... okay, slow down. I'm
literally freaking out.
No, it's okay. It does feel like it's been over the 5 years. So they work with me in 5, 10, 15, 20. So it has been over 5 years since he's passed, correct? Yeah, might even be closer to 10 years. It has been quite a bit of time, maybe 5 to 8, 9 years. I don't know. Been a bit of time though. But I do feel like on the earthly perspective, like a lot of the family still feels like it was just yesterday since he was here. You understand that?
Yes.
And are still really missing that presence because I feel like he was like really the patriarch of the family and really had such a strong presence within the family. You understand that?
Yes.
Now I also feel like the first thing that he's coming through, you would understand that he might have not believed in this here in the physical world, or maybe because he's laughing. He's like, I wouldn't have believed in this shit. This is nuts, Monica. Like, this is crazy. Like, but he's excited to be coming through. Is there a religious thing? Are you super religious, or like, would he have been like very? They're showing me praying. So was he super religious or in the church?
Just at the end of his life.
Okay, because that might have been
like towards the end of his life.
Well, I was just getting the feeling that some people in the family, including him, might have been wary of mediumship or this type of stuff because of religious beliefs. You understand that? It's just a symbol that I'll get if it's like, we might have not been super open to this because we were afraid because of what the Bible said or whatever.
Right.
Okay. But the way that he's coming through is he's like, now I realize that that's not the case, that, there's no like rejection into heaven because of whatever faith you're in or what you believed in or whatever. And he now sees that this is legit, which is super cool. And what he's coming through though is there does feel he is so safe and at peace. And I feel like there was sickness towards the end. And I also feel like he brought me up to my head, and we might be blending a little bit. So if this doesn't connect to you, I might be picking up on you, but I felt like there was some sort of memory loss, dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke, like there was feeling of something up in the head. You understand that? Where he wasn't fully with it or fully there at the end. You understand? But he wants to acknowledge that he knows of everybody who would have been around his bedside and who would have spoken to him and whispered in his ear at the time of his passing.
That's me.
So you did that. Did you actually sit next to him and speak to him or whisper in his ear? Because I got this feeling of I wouldn't have been able to maybe physically respond, but I want her to know that I heard her. her. You understand that?
Yes.
So he heard everything you would have said or whispered to him, or whether it's in your head or out loud or in your heart. Spirit always communicates. We hear your thoughts. We know what you say, your prayers, whatever. And so he heard you. He is so okay now. He's so safe and at peace. He is showing me that symbol that I was talking about earlier, the holding of the hand. So that to me means together forever, long-lasting love. I do feel like there's high school sweetheart, maybe even like he would have met his wife very, very young. Is his wife still alive?
Yes.
Perfect. I do feel like she is going through a lot of stress, or she's going through a lot of maybe even some health issues. There's some things that she's not even talking about to everybody, or that you might not know. And so I'm not trying to air her shit at all. But he's saying, I'm watching over her, and I want her to know that I'm supporting her through all of this. Okay. She sits at the same chair and watches the same news program or reads the paper. It's a symbol that I'll get in the same chair every morning. She has her routine that she would have done with him. And he's saying, I'm still partaking in that routine now that I'm with you in spirit. Okay?
I'm really going to throw up.
So he also wants her to know that the stress that she's been under, it's because she cares so much about everybody else. Okay. She's always thinking about everyone in the family, and like her kids are her little cubs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she protects them like the mama bear that she is. And I get this feeling, sorry, this is what happens. I start to spirit vomit on you. I get this feeling that
I'm about to actually vomit.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to make anyone sick. I feel like the hard part here is she wants to be the mama bear and take care of everyone, but she's also put in a very, very difficult position because she loves everyone, and she knows that not everyone is seeing eye to eye in the family right now. And I felt like they just showed me my disconnect. So there's a feeling where there's butting heads or fights or arguments and stuff like that right now in the family. And that your grandfather, you know, he loves all of you guys, but his perspective from seeing the bigger picture is like, cut the fucking shit out. Like, I'm so, like, he's like, this is the sassiness that's coming out of him, where he's like, you know that this would piss him off to see what's happening within the family, right?
Yes.
Because, and I don't know what the situation is, and maybe they'll communicate it, I don't know. But whatever shit that's going on in the family, he's like, you guys are better than this. And I raised my children, and I created this, I basically was the head of this family, and I taught them better. You understand that?
Yes.
And he's not happy with, he understands why it's a very, I don't know, convoluted situation everyone's going through, but he's like, no, that's no excuse. I want you guys to step up and work out your shit, whatever way that is. So feels like there's a lot of tension within the family, and it's literally causing his wife, it is putting not just a pain on her heart, but a physical, her whole body is literally having a toll because of the stress. And he said, I don't want to scare you, but he said what it's doing to her, she's torn in so many different directions. So she's she can't just support one person. She can't just, because then it will be upsetting someone else. She doesn't know what to do. I feel like she's so overwhelmed. He's like, I'm here for you. So at the very least, he wants her to know that she's not alone in that sense, that she is so supported and comforted and guided by him. You understand that?
If anyone is traveling as much as we currently are, Away knows that everyone has a different travel style, and that's why Away makes their carry-ons in 2 sizes, 2 materials, and a variety of cute colors.
I know. I used my Away luggage this week when we traveled to San Diego, and I'm obsessed. So did you know that you can use your Away luggage for up to 100 days to see if you actually love it? So if you decide that it's not for you, you can return any non-personalized item for a full refund. No ifs, ands, or asterisks.
A few things I love about my Away suitcase is that it has a 360 spinner wheel. It has TSA approved combination locks and a limited lifetime warranty. Plus, it's my favorite color. I have one in pink and I have one in black, and it depends on what my outfit is going to the airport.
Same.
For which one I use.
I actually have both colors as well. So I have to say that my other favorite reason why I love Away is because the suitcases also have a built-in USB port, so you can charge your device right there in your bag instead of trying to find an outlet at the airport, which is so inconvenient.
Literally. For $20 off a suitcase, visit awaytravel.com/coffee and use promo code COFFEE at checkout. You'll also get free shipping.
Again, that's awaytravel.com/coffee for $20 off a suitcase. Don't forget to use promo code COFFEE during checkout. Enjoy. Also, it's the perfect gift for family and friends this holiday season.
I also got this feeling of something with teeth, or I don't know, having teeth issues or dentures or missing tooth. I don't know what's happening. Who's having teeth problems? Sorry.
He had dentures.
Oh, okay. That's usually a symptom, or not symptom.
Not to like air out his laundry.
No, it's okay. They laugh. No, they think it's funny. It's just a symbol that I'll get. I feel like it's a double connection. So he was laughing and showing me the dentures in the cup, so that's connected to him. But also somebody else in the family is dealing with some teeth stuff. So maybe it's his wife.
Grandmother.
Okay, perfect. Just, they like to bring random little tidbits that just to validate that it's them and they see what's going on. I was also feeling like, okay, slow down. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little skeptic.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm not.
He was saying that he's like, I feel like I was a little harsh. Oh, he's so sweet. He's like, there's a really soft spot for you specifically. Are you the oldest of the grandchildren or something?
I am.
You are. Perfect. Because he's like showing me this feeling of like, they'll just put that, like it's a special sign I'll get whether if you're the baby or the oldest, but like there's something special about you.
Why is it never the middle child?
Never the middle. No, they'll acknowledge the middle children. But
I'm not a middle child, but I'm advocating for them.
No, they totally speak to them, but it's just, again, my signs to acknowledge this special connection here. And I feel like he is saying you're justified in the way that you're feeling and in the position that you've been, because you've been put in some sort of awkward or hard, difficult position. Does that make sense? But he's saying he sees and feels for you in that situation, but he said you have maybe a little bit more stability. Like you're a little bit more like you can process things or maybe like talk through things at a calmer way than a lot of people in your family, and that it sucks that you have to kind of be the one that might have to be the bigger person because you're like
always the bigger person.
You're always the bigger person is the feeling here. Is like totally like you're always the bigger person, but the feeling too is that if you can allow yourself to be that way, like that will make them very happy because they don't like seeing everyone broken apart. So are you not talking with like a lot of people in your family or something, or is there?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay. Just feels like a lot of disconnect there, and it's just really sad. Also, he's showing me. Do you have half siblings too, or something? Is this like a big like Brady Bunch type of family? I was getting my symbol of Brady Bunch, so it's like a lot of different people in the family. I was getting this thing. So your mom, you have stepmom too?
Yes.
Your mom, she have a sister that's crossover? No? There's an aunt that's coming through. So do you have an aunt that's coming? Okay. You have an aunt that's on the other side. So does your mom have a sister that's crossover? So I think we might be blending a little bit. So I might go back and forth. Did she pass more sudden, swift, or unexpected? Was there impact related? Mm-hmm. Okay. Was this car accident?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it at the hands of somebody else? Someone else was responsible? Like somebody else hit her? Or I don't know if it was drunk driver or truck.
It was drunk driver.
Okay. Because I was getting this feeling of pointing the finger. So when I get that symbol, somebody else is to blame. You understand that? I got this feeling. This was a long time ago or so many years ago.
Yeah.
Did you never really get a chance to know her?
I didn't know her.
Because she says, I want you to know that I know you, even though you never got to know me. And that I love you, even though you might have a feeling of like, I don't even know you and I don't really care about you. Not like you don't care, but like,
no, but
you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is so much around you. And again, very similar situation. You guys have a lot of parallels in your family. Are you disconnected or is there estrangement in the family? Because I got this feeling of this sister, especially being like, seeing why you have the opinions and feelings and thoughts that you have in regards to why you might not be connected with certain people in the family. She's like, you have every right to feel that way because of what's happened. I see that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they don't want you to live your whole life, look back and be like, have any sort of regrets of things left unsaid or not, I don't know, maybe making not to say that you haven't made an effort, but there just feels like maybe you've shut a door that is maybe not necessarily ready to be shut completely. You have free will though. So all the advice and the guidance that Spirit gives you, they always say, like, you don't have to listen. So they just want you to know that, okay? Mm-hmm. So just understand that it's like, you have free will. You don't have to listen to their guidance. But I got this feeling, especially from this aunt, like, to not completely shut the door. Is it her sister then? Do you not have a relationship with your mom?
I don't.
Okay. Because I feel like she this aunt, this is your mom's sister, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the way that she comes in, she's like, I see and understand why you feel the way that you do towards your mom. But she's like, just hear me out for a second. Like, you don't even fully realize the shit that your mother has gone through that made her the way that she is. You understand that? And you might hear bits and pieces, but the same way that you're who you are because of your challenges and struggles in life through relationships you would have, same thing with her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially even with her loss, like losing her sister, I feel like that also caused a whole freaking truckload of issues for your mother. You understand that? Yeah. That she never really fully healed or really fully processed that grief. Make sense?
Yeah.
And I also feel like, and her father is also departed, correct?
Yeah.
That was the military guy. His wife, she's still alive?
No.
She's also crossed over? Okay. One second. Who's the Helen or H?
That's my great-grandmother.
Okay. Ooh, getting into the greats. There was another woman. Is she Helen?
Her name's Helen.
Shut the fuck. Crazy. Sorry, I even shock myself sometimes. Because that's
my maternal grandmother.
So mom's grandmother. Okay, because I want to make sure we're all still on the same page, though. So that's perfect. So they're talking about this. Slow down. Does your mom have a drinking problem?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got this feeling of she's not always really fully with it. And I also felt like that she struggles with some sort of mental illness. And again, like when Spirit comes through with that message, it's not to make like an excuse for them at all. It's not to say like you aren't justified in your feelings, but there's, again, saying there's a part of her that's the way that she was born, that she tries and like she still can't get a hold of it or control that. Even after trying so many different things to try to better herself. And I get this feeling of like at a soul deep, deep, deep down, even if it's not even close to the surface, at a soul level, she's a really good person deep down.
You've said that about her? Oh, my mom's a really good person.
She means well.
Right.
You understand that? And I know that it's like, it really is difficult though when sometimes you have to, in a way, it's almost like losing a loved one, but that's not dead. You know, it's like it truly is like grieving the loss of somebody who's still alive. Because this is the feeling that I get there. But it's
literally
like
just
those exact words came out of our mouth earlier. No,
today?
Ours today.
Shut up.
Swear.
like 2 hours ago.
It's crazy. So it's like validating again what you guys already know and feel, but wanting to maybe give you a little bit of a push. Again, you don't have to listen to them. You have free will, but a little bit of a push to be like maybe there is a chance. Maybe not now. Maybe not in 5 years. Maybe not even in 10 years. But maybe in 15 years. Kind something will happen where your mom will get clean or your family issue. Like maybe people will start to come to. But at the end of the day, I feel like the same kind of common message of it might be beneficial for you guys to be the bigger person so that at least you don't have to live with any of those coulda, shoulda, wouldas, regrets type of a deal. Does that make sense? Like I made my peace or whatever. Maybe you've already gotten to that place. That's fine. But I just get this feeling of like, don't shut the door. And that goes for both of you guys. I also got this feeling of baby energy that's crossed over. So I know a lot of, but there's more than one. So have you both lost baby miscarriage? Have you also lost a child? Because I feel like there's more than one. Okay, so I love how I haven't even used paper yet. Okay, so
I'm literally freaking out.
So you have a girl, I feel like, that's on the other side.
I don't know.
You don't know? Has anyone else, how to explain this?
Did you have lab testing done?
How to explain? Slow down. Okay, here, 1 second. Do you have 2 children on the other side? There's okay. Is there a third that you lost? Is this one termination? Did you have a termination? Okay. Was there even... I don't know why there's a lot of babies on the other side. Was there a fourth? Okay. Do you not talk about that?
No.
Because I felt like, it's like I'm not really... Not like she doesn't think about me, but it's almost like hush-hush or like I don't really talk about that. So did you have more than one termination?
No.
Okay. 3 miscarriages, though? Yeah. And there's termination. But it would make sense that there would be 4 babies for you on the other side?
Yep.
Okay. Do you just have one that you've lost? Because I do feel like there's one for you. There was just a line of children, though. So Spirit communicates to me when they come through that, and I'm not trying to get political on anyone who's listening, but they do show me that life does, that the soul exists from the moment of conception. So, well, actually, it even exists even beyond that. They attach to the human kind of aspect of it from the moment of conception. But, and I even have I talk all about this in my book about miscarriage and termination loss, because this is something that so many women talk about and they feel afraid to share or to bring the light. There's still so much of a stigma around it. But every single soul that I have ever communicated with, and same thing goes with these children that are coming through, is they want you to know that everything happened the exact way that it was supposed to. The choices that you made, especially when it comes to things like when you do make the choice with termination, that they hold no anger. There's no feelings of like you should feel guilty. There's no like anything like I'm mad at you, nothing like that. And then the ones with miscarriage, this was actually truly part of your soul growth, that you were supposed to go through these experiences to grow and learn from, but also it was not the right time. You understand that? Sometimes they'll communicate that a part of their soul will come back in the soul, of a future child. Other times that doesn't happen. Usually the parent has like a gut intuitive sense, if that is, like if they're looking at their baby and they're like, I just feel like there's a part of you that's connected to the child that I lost. So usually the parent even knows, even without me saying, but the big message here, though, is that the soul does exist, and they grow and they learn and they go on, and they are watching over you just as much as a grandmother or grandfather. They are just as much around. And even though I see children and babies that have passed in like blue or pink, depending on the gender, their soul grows and evolves the same way, that they're not just goo goo gaga. Like they know what's going on. They see what's happening. They know why you made certain choices and decisions, and they're not upset about any of it. They know that this was all part of a greater purpose for both their soul path and their journey, and also yours. A lot of times you agreed to that miscarriage even before you even came into this physical world. You understand that?
Oh, wow.
For that part of that, what you learned. Because even if you think about it now, how much did you learn through that loss and that grief of losing, a pregnancy has made you who you are now. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the message that I get. I also was feeling with you, with you have boy, girl, and they gave it to equal. So I feel like there's 2 and 2. So there's 2 boys, 2 girls. I don't know if you ever got a feeling about it or you got a vibe about it.
I did talk to one other medium that said the same thing.
2 and 2?
Well, he only told me 1 boy, 1 girl. He didn't tell me about that. He actually didn't pick up on 4.
Okay. But he got 1. So I got boy, girl, 2, and then they just show me in my mind's eye, my sign, double that. So they were like 2 and 2, which is really cool. I feel like there's a girl that's on the other side that is watching over you, which is really cool. Do you have 1 child that is here in the physical world?
Yes.
Did the miscarriage happen after you had this child?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I feel like, do you have a son?
I do.
Perfect. I feel like this little girl, she's like watching, she's like, that's my brother. I see what he's up to, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so excited. And I just get this feeling of like, mom just needs to know, again, it wasn't the right time, and that this all will make sense in hindsight. I do feel like there's this back and forth of whether or not you want to have more children, or maybe like some days you do, some days you don't. Does that make sense? But I do have this feeling of like, you'll know when you know. Are you struggling with fertility at all?
Not that I know.
Okay. How to explain this? Okay. I don't want to misinterpret. Okay. Okay. I get this sense of like, the message here is, even though you've gone through loss, that they don't want you to make that feel like you have to rush. That's what it is. It's not like you have to worry about, am I struggling? It's almost the exact opposite of like, they don't want you to worry that, I might have some sort of issue or something going on that makes me have to rush the timeline. Does that make sense? Yeah. Just to go on your timeline, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Okay. I also feel like, for you, do you have children too? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Duh. You were on 16 and pregnant. Sorry. I forgot how the one thing that I knew about you guys. But did you have more children after that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting a 3 connection here, but I do get 4, so I do feel like there might be 1 more child for you. She's like, no.
No, I definitely want more.
It might be a while, but I do feel like there might be another one. Do you really want a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but it might be a boy again.
That's
do you have
nice.
a bunch of boys?
I have 3 boys.
Yeah.
And I got a text 2 days ago V texted me and said she had a dream that I was pregnant with my 4th boy.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I hope you're not pregnant right now for your sake.
I'm going to throw up.
No, I'm not saying that you're pregnant right now. I'm just saying if and when. It could be 5 years. It could be a year. I mean, you never know. But I was getting a sense of there is a boy that's waiting to come here. So you have all these children that from associated with loss, but there's also one that's like, I can't wait to come. So use protection if you aren't ready for that child.
I'm not having another boy.
Hey, look, I'm always the first one to say things can change. Don't take this for like this is 100%. Like it's going to happen. Monica, the medium, said I'm going to have a boy.
This is 100%.
No, it's not 100%.
Show you the text.
No, it's not 100%.
Literally
she just texted you today.
It was 2 days ago.
That's crazy.
This is too
Don't
freaky.
freak out though, because it could very well.
I'm going to throw.
You have the ability to change
You're gonna what?
your plan and manifest your heart's desires.
On
You
Sunday.
never know.
Today's Tuesday.
That's crazy.
She said, I had the weirdest dream about you last night. I went to visit someone at the hospital and you were there with boy number 4.
That's crazy.
Your ass better not be prego.
And I text you.
Is so funny.
Last week and said, are you pregnant?
And she texted me and said she had a dream that I was in the hospital holding a baby and it wasn't her. It wasn't hers.
It wasn't hers. Just be careful if you don't want to have a baby then. Just that might mean that, really double up on the protection.
Right.
But
I guess you have to have a significant other, right?
Oh my goodness, that is so funny.
Also not true, but
hey, you can do it however you want. But I do feel like that eventually there's a child waiting, whether it's now or 5 years from now, 10 years at some point. But again, not set in stone. It could always change. But as of now, that was what was coming through. Mm-hmm. I was also feeling that there is a younger male that's stepping forward. And it does feel like there's association with like an overdose connection. Do either of you guys, this could be blending with somebody else. Do either of you guys have a younger male that's crossed over like 20-something year range overdose connection? Mm-hmm. Was his friend to you?
Yeah.
Okay. See, like that cool swag, like
I thought he was
like
Kail thought he
always
was.
had like the cool sneakers and the cool.
I just loved him, like as a friend.
Like not like romantic, but like a friend. But I was feeling like that he had struggled with addiction, and that there was this feeling of obviously he didn't mean for it to happen, but accidental overdose. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And I do feel like, do you still connect with his mom, or do you have a way to pass on a message, possibly?
Just on Facebook.
Okay. Well, I just get this feeling of like my mom, even though it's been years, I feel like it's been a while since he's passed. Yes. It's been a while. Or is it more recent?
1 year.
1 year. Oh, okay.
So maybe it's not my connection?
No, there could be, this is what I say, piggybacking. So there might be grouping up. So there might be more than one soul that's using this opportunity to try to come through. But it's still very much here as well. I just got this feeling. He's so funny. He's like, sorry.
I wish I could be in her brain.
No, he's just like he's just like smooth and cool, and like he's just a cool guy.
I don't know anybody like that.
Just so cool. It's so funny. But the way that he was coming is like, I just need my mom to know that I'm okay, because I feel like she puts a lot of blame or guilt on herself of like feeling, because I feel like there was this, she had to come, you might not know this until maybe you have a chance to talk to her, but she had to make the decision to separate herself and not support him financially anymore or emotionally or something like that. And I just got this feeling of like, it's not her fault, and like he's so okay and he's so much watching over everybody.
All right, guys, I have a burning question. What actually makes a better toothbrush? Is it industrial strength power? Is it multiple modes? If you ask your dentist, they'll tell you that it's less about the brush and more about how you use it. And that's why Quip was created by dentists and product designers to focus on what actually matters for your oral health, healthier habits.
Quip's sensitive vibrations with a built-in timer guide gentle brushing for the dentist recommended 2 minutes with 30-second pulses, assuring an even clean.
And Quip even automatically delivers brush heads to you every 3 months. New clean bristles right on schedule. I have never had to worry about my toothbrush not being clean. And honestly, that's a game changer for me.
I love it for me and for the kids because, you know, kids are always bringing home colds and germs. Love it. So I know it's amazing. You guys will love it. The way Quip looks, it's sleek, intuitive design, is simple to use, and comes with a travel cap that doubles as a mirror mount and makes me excited about brushing my teeth twice every day.
Quip gave us a special code for our listeners. It starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/coffee right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/coffee. Good habits matter to live a healthier life. So help form fresh oral health habits with Quip today. They even have new brushes for kids. So think about Quip when you start your holiday shopping.
I also got this feeling you guys have a lot of dead people. I don't know who this is for.
We're very interested.
There's a dog
going.
that's coming in. And they bring me to the stomach. So I feel like there's something colon, liver area, intestinal. Do you have a dog that's passed?
Yes.
Was he dealing with stuff in the stomach? Was it a boy?
Yes.
Male. Okay. I feel like there was stuff going on in the stomach or liver or something internal, intestinal, something like that. Stopped eating and was acting lethargic all of a sudden. And then I feel like you had to make certain decisions. Do you have to put him down?
I did.
Okay. I feel like you're struggling. Was this within the last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just got this feeling dogs come through the same way as people.
I did not know that.
I have a whole chapter, what is it? Chapter 10. Animals have souls too, in my book. Because they come through. People will cry more for their dog than their grandma or their mom all the time. So much same. All the time. But the dog is coming through. I was feeling the message that's coming in here. They're showing me my symbol for you made all the right choices. So if you're living or you're experiencing any sort of guilt of certain decisions or choices that you made, or didn't make around this dog's passing, you need to let that go because, again, they have soul contracts too. Just like the people, they have soul contracts. They have to-do lists for the Earth School, for that syllabus, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs, that the things that they're supposed to go through and that you're supposed to go through as part of their soul family to grow and evolve from. So anything that you might be beating yourself up over, remember and understand that this was all part of a greater purpose. And this was all happening the way that it was meant to, you understand, for you to grow and learn from. You understand that? I also got this feeling of, with this dog, and specifically, were you holding the dog or were you petting the dog when he was getting put down? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I got my symbol of, she was with me when I was being put to rest, and that my soul did not suffer, and I had a very seamless transition. You understand that? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry if your dog was in any pain. Was this a big dog? Because it almost feels like super big dog. Yeah, I get the symbol when they're like mini horse, but maybe not that big. And was it a darker dog?
Yeah.
They work off my frame of reference, so I can't get it perfectly. Is this a bulldog or something? Mm-mm. No. I got like flat nose, but darker. It's like, I don't know. I'm not a dog expert, so if I was a veterinarian, it would make my job easier when I bring through dogs. I don't know what this dog is, but it feels like a bigger dog. It's like a pit bull or something. It feels like a kind of like gets a bad rep sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. What type of dog is it?
A Rottweiler.
Okay. Just not part of my spirit dictionary. I apologize. But I knew it was like this bigger dog, and it was showing me darker, like brownish black skin tone or fur. And I got this feeling, especially with you being there at that time, just how much that meant to him that you were there. You understand that? And that you were with this dog from when it was a puppy. Mm-hmm. Make sense? Mm-hmm. And that I feel like, again, this is where there's a lot of shit that's happened in your life where you don't have as many strong family connections. Your dog is really like your family and like your baby, and one of the few souls in this world that you loved unconditionally and that you knew had your back and was loyal and you could trust. That's why dogs are so great. All animal pets are amazing that way. Ooh, chills. But I got this feeling again with the whole like not eating or something. I got this sense of like he wasn't eating, or like all the like you notice some signs and then you beat yourself up of like I didn't bring him to the doctor soon enough. Does that make sense? So he wants you to let that go because he's saying because you have a busy life. If you weren't maybe traveling or working so much or this or that, you think like maybe I would have made the time to get him to the vet or whatever sooner, and maybe we could have caught this. Again, all part of a greater purpose. This was his time to go. You don't have to feel bad about that. I also feel like he's showing me my symbol of the new. So do you have a new dog or did you get a new dog? Perfect. So he's wanting to acknowledge that he's so happy that you have this new dog. You don't have to feel worried or like, is he going to be mad that I got another dog? Kind of the same way that people like will lose a baby and like, are they going to be mad at me that like feeling like I replaced the baby? No, you don't have to ever feel that way, whether it's a dog, cat, human, a baby, anything. They always say that. And they also want you to know that the do you have more than one dog? Because I just felt like the other dogs, they play with me. So the dogs are very much open to spirit. They haven't been told that it's not real or it's an imaginary friend or whatever. So your other dogs, if you ever see them barking at something, you're like, what the fuck are you barking at? And like, it's like literally like barking at the
That's like everyday
wall.
Kail's dogs.
Crazy. It's probably because they're sensing the energy of spirit and sensing your dog around and playing with them, which is super cool. I also felt like you were just holding the collar not long ago or something. And
literally, I saw it outside when I went to go get. The landscaper was like showing me something, and I noticed his older collar was outside, and I picked it up while we were
just
talking.
had a moment.
Yeah.
And you looked at it and you read, like, you flipped it over and you just had a moment.
Yes.
And
that literally happened last week.
Whew! Chills. Just know that your dog was with you in that exact moment, that you looked at that and that you had that special moment, was absolutely with you and is so much around you. And literally, I feel like this dog is such an old soul and such a beautiful, like dogs can act as spirit guides. I don't know if you guys know what spirit guides are, but they can really be like somebody who's like a mentor from the other side for you and watches over you and helps you. And I feel like your dog is evolved to that point where he's like a spirit, like a animal spirit guide for you, which is really amazing. I know it sounds so woo woo and so crazy, but I promise you,
so cool.
It truly is something so special there, and so much around. And I also felt like, are you thinking of getting a tattoo in honor or in memory? Obviously you have tattoos, but are you thinking of getting a tattoo for this dog?
I've thought about it before, but like I haven't really put too much thought into it.
They always say even the thought is what counts. So if you have thought about it or if you decide to do that, they always say thank you for even just the thought is what counts. You don't have to. I also feel like there's this, and I'll wrap this up because my energy's starting to fade, but I was getting this strong, sorry, who's Rob? Rob or Bob, Robert, Robbie.
I mean, that's my grandpa.
Oh, shit.
Is it
As
somebody
I say
that's
grandpa?
dead?
Yeah, it's
But
dead.
there's also Robin.
Who's Robin?
My sister's mom.
No, this is grandpa.
Okay.
Did you say grandpa was Robert?
Yeah.
Okay. Was this back from the beginning, the same saluting guy? Okay, because he's coming in again really fast. He just said he wants to apologize on behalf of those that are still living that you have not a good connection with. So is this dad's dad?
Mm-mm.
Mom's dad. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm blending. I'm just tired.
This is literally nuts.
Your mom, again, they don't like to, they're not making excuses for him at all, or for your mom at all. He's not making excuses for her at all, but I feel like he has that love that he can see and understand why she is the way she is. You understand that?
So she's alive.
Yes, I do feel like she's alive. So you don't know if your mom's alive or not. Wow. Okay. Yeah, she's alive. And I feel like, I don't want to cry, but she, again, even though you might not have a relationship with her, the love that, I don't want to, oh my God. The love that
Give her the tissues.
I'm sorry. The love that your mother has for you, even if you never can, like, have a relationship, don't ever for a second think she doesn't love you, because the thing that is the only thing that keeps her going in her life, because I feel like she's thought about ending it many times, is the one thing that keeps her going is even just the thought of knowing that you're out there and wanting the best for you and knowing that she has grandchildren and that there is a sliver of hope that you might connect or reconnect one day. That's what's keeping her going. Because even if you've told her, I'm over you, I'm done with you, what's keeping her going is this sliver of hope that there might be a chance that you could reconnect. You understand? And that every night before she goes to bed, what she is thinking of and praying for is your happiness. And she doesn't even care if you don't feel the same way for her, because that's the love that she has for you. And she feels so much responsibility for letting you down as a parent. And I know that her loved ones and her dad, like, they can see what she's going through, which is why they are able to tell me that. Is like, I see that my daughter experiences this on a day-to-day basis and that it eats at her, and that you might not fully understand, and they get that and they see that, and you're totally justified in that. But to know that as humans and as souls, that none of us are perfect, and that we all have this ability to change and grow from our past mistakes, and that
to still fault somebody for all the years of past wrongdoings, that is only doing a disservice for you and your family, and having any sort of ability to, be able to think of each other and, or really on your end, think of her in a more positive light. Because I'm sure on the grander scale of things, that's only taking away from you, that only is weighing on you and adding this heaviness that you don't necessarily need to have. I know it's always easier said than done. There's so many factors of all of this, but just knowing that, wanting you to open that door possibly, and to maybe make an effort, that might be really, really, really good for you, and that it could lead to so much good, even though there's been a lot of bad. Make sense? And I feel, how do I explain? Sorry. I don't know what happened when you were 14 or something, 14. I don't know what.
That's my favorite number.
Oh, 14? Okay. I just got 14. I didn't know exactly where that connected. Sorry, I don't know how to interpret that. But how far along were you when you lost one of those what was the furthest that was there like 10, 11 weeks?
Yeah.
Was that the furthest that you were, like 11 weeks, 12 weeks? Because I just got this feeling, especially these souls that are around you, these babies that you've lost, that they work as joy guides. So I'll see that a lot, where they'll swoop in and they'll be there to try to bring a smile on your face and make you happy and laugh. And I just got this sense of like, Mom, like she has a lot of hard days, and she beats herself up, and she thinks back on all the hard shit that has gone on in her life, rather than focusing and coming into that place of gratitude of all that she has now, and that she has gotten from as a result of her struggle. And I think you know that, but sometimes it's easy to forget that.
Yeah.
And that's what they want you to focus on, to allow joy to fully come into your life and allow yourself to open up to receiving the good in your life. Because sometimes you block it out a lot. Right. Yeah. And I also feel like you have a lot of struggle with trusting people and letting people in. And there's this common theme of, I deal with it too, so I understand. You have control issues a bit, or like it's hard to be, letting go of control is hard for you. And sometimes you even self-sabotage. And I do this too, where when good things...
I've never seen you do that
before.
When
good things in your life are happening, you have this ability to shut that out and almost want to ruin it for yourself because you're scared of getting hurt again. And that all results from what you've gone through as a child. And so I'm getting this feeling, it's like working on yourself and healing through your own crap that you've been through, that's only going to open the door to feeling a true freedom and happiness that you so deserve, and that you know is there, and that you can really get in touch with, but it's just almost been right at arm's length. You haven't fully been able to grasp that. You understand that? And I feel like they want that for you, and they're working together to try to make that happen for you. And I'm like, I could go all night, so I won't. I know these people, their arms are hurting. I get it.
Tell us more.
I'm just going to see if there's any last thing. Trust me, guys, I get it. I'm so sorry. I had a television show for 2 seasons, so I feel them for real. I'd go long on certain readings. They'd be like, you could have ended that an hour ago, Monica. And they would get mad at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's spirit. I can't help myself.
Tell us everything that you know.
No, that's literally, we can hit the bar for another glass of champagne after.
I'm there. Count me in.
Sometimes the best messages come through, honestly, when
mentally
it's not
already there
on camera, because truly there's a lot of stuff that they hold back, not just because knowing of maybe what you might not be comfortable with, but also knowing who else might be listening that doesn't want certain things to come through. So they won't even give it to me when all of this is airing. Yeah. So they kind of cap it at a certain point. But I just know that you guys are so much so supported and loved and watched over by your loved ones on the other side. I would try to, you have a whole laundry list. I'm going to try to make them quiet down. But no, I appreciate you guys allowing me to bring through your loved ones. I'm sorry that was all over the place and so ADD. My energy was already low coming into this.
Two peas in a pod right here.
Yeah,
I apologize, but
I say we're way more alike than what people ever know.
I do.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about y'all with the ADD.
Oh yeah, ADD? I'm super ADD, but I was also
bad.
I
I was also like, I mean, I was already drained. They told me like literally hours before, like, come do this podcast. I didn't know, so I was like, fuck, no notice. I couldn't get my energy
catching you
right.
off guard.
Well, hey, that's fine, but I feel bad because normally my energy's better. Because
we thought it was great.
No, I feel like that was.
No,
I'm always my
wonderful.
hardest.
Yeah,
I'm my worst critic.
Yeah,
I know, because I know what I'm like out of 10 energy. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. And
yes.
if you have any other questions for me about anything at all, signs from spirit or certain types of loss, like I talk about it all in my book. But I wish I brought you copies.
We can go to the bar and we can talk about it.
I'm gonna go pee.
Kail's gonna go pee. But can you tell us where our listeners can find you on social media and where they can buy your book?
Yes, at Monica the Medium on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that jazz. My website's monicathemedium.com. And then my book is Messages from Above, What Your Loved Ones in Heaven Want You to Know. Just came out 11/11, had to do the repeating numbers. And I really wrote that book because, again, I know that I can't reach every last person individually. And I know that this is why I'm here on earth, to share what spirit wants their loved ones to know, and these common themes, these common messages that come through in so many readings time and time again. It's because, they want that message out. They want that to come across to the people who have gone through certain situations. These common themes that are coming through, it's for a reason. It's because, again, they see and have a perspective that we do not once they're on the other side, and that really, ultimately, I want people to know that death is not the end, that love never dies, and that our soul truly does live on beyond here in the physical world. So
I love that.
Yay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, that is all we have time for today. We gave you a little bit of extra this week. Actually,
Lots
Monica
of extra.
did. I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's a good thing.
We love it. So
it's all over the place.
We hope that you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you soon.
See ya.
Yay.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.